Good morning, children. Welcome to English lesson. Unit 2, Natural Disasters. Today's theme, Safety. Learning objectives. Understand speaker viewpoints and the extent of explicit agreement between speakers on a range of general and curricular topics. Interact with peers to make hypotheses about a wide range of general and curricular topics. Develop with support coherent arguments supported when necessary by examples and reasons for a wide range of written genres in familiar general and curricular topics. Exercise 1. Listen and say, which disasters 1-12 are natural, influenced by man? Which can you see in the pictures? A. I can see 5 soldiers. They are wearing army clothes. They are all wearing gloves and hats. 4 of them are looking through binoculars, and 1 person is writing on a piece of paper. There is a vehicle behind them. I think it is a tank. B. There are a number of people walking along a raised walkway, which runs along a flooded street. The people are wearing boots and pulling small suitcases along, so I think they are evacuating from a flooded town. Along the side of the street there are shops, but they are partly under the water. C. There is a rescue worker and a search and rescue dog. They are in a collapsed building. I can see broken concrete walls. The dog is looking into an area which has collapsed, and maybe it can smell a person trapped there. The man is wearing safety gear. He is wearing blue overalls and a hard hat with a light on it. D. There is a large train engine. It is black with a red front with the letters SP in white. It has come off the tracks, but it hasn't fallen over. There are 2 men by the side of the tracks in yellow jackets. I think they are discussing what to do. Okay, task B. Which accident, disaster, 1-12 best matches each of the headlines AH? Well done. Have you finished it? Please watch this video. How to protect yourself during an earthquake. speaking. Exercise 5. You are going to listen to a seismologist talking to a group of students about earthquakes. Please listen and choose the correct answer. Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Andrew Felton, and I am a seismologist. That means I study earthquakes. I'm here today to talk to you about how we can prepare for earthquakes and reduce the damage that they cause. Does anyone know anything about earthquakes?
Yes, I do. Earthquakes can be very dangerous, and because we can't predict them, they cause a lot of damage.
Well, I agree with you to a certain extent. You are right that earthquakes can be dangerous, but actually we can predict only a little about when earthquakes will occur. There are some signs that can tell us that an earthquake may happen. However, they aren't always easy to spot. For instance, we can look at animal behavior. People have reported both strange pet behavior and wild animals living in an area prior to an earthquake. This could be because some animals are able to feel foreshocks. Foreshocks are small earthquakes that occur before a major one as the tectonic plates start to move. Science can measure these to give them an idea about what will happen. In addition, the weather can also indicate an upcoming earthquake. A significant rise in temperature or the change of water levels in lakes can also point to a serious earthquake. If scientists notice several of these events occurring at the same time, then it is often a good idea to start evacuating the area and putting disaster plans in place. In my opinion, everyone who lives in an earthquake zone should have a disaster plan. I completely agree. A disaster plan can help you know what to do and where to go in the event of an earthquake. It's a good idea to have a disaster plan because trying to make decisions during a disaster is very difficult and stressful. Many companies and schools have their own disaster plans and hold earthquake drills in order to practice what they would do in the event of an earthquake. This helps to save lives and help people to remain calm during an earthquake. Does anyone have any other ideas to prepare for an earthquake?
Yes, I strongly believe that it's important to have an emergency supply kit. You need bottled water, tinned food, a first aid kit, a torch, and a battery-powered radio.
That's right. And what about emergency contact details? You mustn't forget those. Don't you agree?
Of course, but I store all of my numbers in my phone. It's a great way to keep them to hand. Don't you agree?
No, I don't agree with that. If you ask me, it's a better idea to write them down. The way I see it, the battery on your mobile phone could run out and you might not be able to charge it up again. Earthquakes often cause power cuts. They may also damage phone masts, and so your mobile phone may not be able to get any signal either. Now, what are your opinions on the best thing to do during an earthquake?
Well, in my opinion, I think it's a good idea to get out of the house so that none of the furniture can fall on you. Actually, you are wrong there. It's much safer to stay inside in the house and go under a table or stand in a doorway away from heavy furniture. Then, after the shaking stops, you should check immediately for damage, especially to pipes and electrical wiring and devices. They can be aftershocks after the earthquake, and so it's important to check for any damage so that the aftershocks don't make it worse and cause a leak or a fire. If you think there has been some damage, it's best to turn off the water and power supply until it can be checked by an expert. If you happen to be outside when the earthquake happens, then try to stay in an open place away from trees and buildings. Now, does anyone have any ideas in order to prevent earthquake damage? What about building earthquake-proof buildings? It seems to me that we should create buildings that are not easily damaged. I couldn't agree more. We can do many things now to help prevent damage to buildings. We can create earthquake-proof buildings that are able to deal much better with earthquakes now than we used to. Older buildings can be made more earthquake-proof too by reinforcing the concrete with a strong material called carbon fiber, or by using flexible parts in water and gas pipes so that they don't break and cause leaks during an earthquake. What else do you think is a good idea to prevent damage? My family secures their furniture by attaching it to the wall or the floor. It's a good way to prevent damage in the home. Isn't that right? Of course. I think securing heavy furniture such as bookcases and wardrobes to the walls or floors so that they don't fall down and hurt people or create more damage is a great idea. However, you wouldn't want to secure everything because it could be difficult to clean it or to move it around. You've all got some great ideas. Well done. Okay, children, please choose the correct answer. Thank you very much. Next task. Think. In 3 minutes, write 4 things you have learned about earthquake safety. Well done. Exercise 7. Writing. Do some internet research to find out information about another natural disaster and ways to prevent damage. Prepare a leaflet similar to the one in exercise 2 on page 26. Write down your home task, exercise 3 and 4 on page 12 in your workbook. Thank you, children. The lesson is over. Goodbye.